Yeah, I mean, all we could think about is the day when we had a family and we could just be happy and see our children grow up. And the first one right out of the gate is just so sick. And it's just, it's hard. You know, I'm keeping it together right now because I'm trying to get the message out. But, I mean, there are times when I break down. You know, every time I watch the film, I can't help it. It's just, it's hard to think about how this is so unfair to these kids and how unfair this is to her and the parents too. I mean, the parents are exhausted, and all those feelings come out, and I want to tell the people who did that or are doing this to our children that, you know, you should come and walk a week in our shoes or a month and see what it's like. And that would change, I think that would change their outlook pretty quick. So I'm Kelly Brown, and this is my husband, Will.
I'm Will.
And this is our daughter, Charlotte.
And how old's Charlotte?
She's 5.
You sit right here.
You sit right here, yeah. She's in kindergarten right now.
All right, let's go back. So let's go back to your pregnancy. How was it?
Perfect.
Did you vaccinate?
You know, my doctor said to get a flu shot because she was born in November, and so it was the beginning of October, I think, and I got a flu shot.
You got a flu shot when you're pregnant?
Yeah. Because I thought
I love that. So, because she's going to be born in November, you must have a flu shot.
And
Where's the thinking?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, that's what the doctors are telling us to do. So, okay, I'll listen to what they're telling me.
So I'm presuming by the way that you said that you just trusted whatever medical profession, like the rest of us.
Me to the top.
All right, so you have you have your beautiful daughter, and how is your daughter?
Well, when we had her, she was perfect. You know, APGAR scores 10, beautiful, beautiful child. And I remember them coming into the room after I had her, and a nurse came in with a clipboard and said, I need you to sign this so that we can give her Hep B, you know. And I was like, okay, well, is that something that moms usually do or don't? And she didn't have any information for me. She just stood there and said, well, most women do it, you know. And I said, okay. So I was looking for some reasoning behind it because it seemed weird to me that I'm handed a clipboard and I'm like, what am I signing this for? But you just had a baby and you're exhausted. And so I signed it and they gave it to her. She was still okay even after going through that. It was really the MMR. We got
Right, so you had that was
mommy.
So she was fine. She developed.
She was walking at 10 months. She was running at 11 months. She would follow me around the house and help me with laundry and do all the things that typical developing children are. And then at 12 months, when she got 5 shots at one visit, including the flu shot, she just regressed and she started doing the spinning, and the eyes and everything just started deteriorating from there at 12 months.
So I presume you took her back and asked why she was like that?
Yes, I did, and the doctor said, I'm sorry, we don't know what's wrong with her. Because she started doing like the stimming things and started spinning, and it wasn't an overnight, it was like a gradual deterioration. And at 16 months, we were just scratching our heads because she would start screaming when people would come over to visit. You know, we didn't know what was going on. So at her follow-up, I said, well, they said, oh, is she talking more? Is her language coming along? I said, no, it's kind of stalling. And they said, well, she's still fine. It's okay, that's normal. You know, that's normal. And I said, well, it doesn't seem like she's going forward. And they said, oh, she's fine. You know, and that was it. It was just always, she's fine.
And then they shut the door and you're left on your own to do that.
And I even took her to Washington University here in St. Louis, which is supposed to be this highly respected medical community of doctors, to see a pediatric neurologist. And he said, no, she's fine. If she had autism, she'd be sitting on the corner spinning wheels on toys. And I said, no, something's not right. She can't sit still. She's agitated. She's eloping. She was running away into the other room all the time.
And does she babble?
Yeah. we lost, there was a time there where she wasn't saying anything, you know, and luckily we are blessed to have a really good doctor here in St. Louis who is a integrative doctor that has helped us, and we've gotten a lot of her language back. You know, we do hyperbarics, we're doing everything to help her detox because she has the MTHFR. His family has a copy of it, my family has a copy of it, and she has 2 copies of the MTHFR, so she should never have had the vaccines that she did.
And are they still putting her under pressure to vaccinate?
Oh, of course, because she's in kindergarten now, and they made a big deal about her getting her religious exemption, but doesn't bother me. I don't let it bother me.
If you could stand in front of the people who made those vaccines and gave those vaccines to your daughter, what would you say? It's all okay. What is your message to those people that did this to your child?
I really don't know what I'd say.
Pardon?
I really don't know what I'd say.
He can't even watch the movie
Have you not watched Vax?
because he's that angry. It's really hard for him.
There's a lot of parents with a lot of anger, and quite right too. These children are almost precious gifts.
We're exhausted, and nobody prepares for this. Nobody prepares. You have this beautiful child come out of the womb, and then they just deteriorate in front of you, and you don't know why. And people say, "Oh no, they're fine. Oh, that's just the terrible twos or whatever." And it's like, no, something's not right. And it's that whole thing of people having to get their head wrapped around thinking differently, you know, realizing that a big wrong has happened here and we have got to stop this.
That bloody CDC fly is back.
Happy birthday.
The remote control
Well,
fly.
happy birthday.
It is
Get
a
it
happy
away.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Your birthday's coming soon, isn't it?
Birthday song.
Mm-hmm. Their birthday song.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. You know, and I just remember feeling so isolated when you go to doctor after doctor and they say, oh no, your child's fine, your child's fine. And then I come across a doctor here in St. Louis who had their own child who was injured by vaccines, and I was told it's not your fault, and your child has autism. And I was like, okay, at least somebody's giving me an answer now, you know, and at least I got her some help at age 3, and at least I'm going forward with her health and trying to give her the best chance that she can to be a happy, productive person in our society. So I'm lucky from that standpoint, but there are other people who aren't as lucky, and that's why I'm getting out there, trying to get this message. Yes, honey. Trying to get this message out so people can just get out there and do something about it. I don't want people to go through what we've gone through, you know. And that's the other thing I tell these politicians and these drug companies, and I mean, people's lives are turned upside down from this, right? So I had to stop working. I had to give up a career, and that puts an enormous amount of stress on a family when everything gets turned upside down, you know. And so the parents' health has to be well too, because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your child. It's a vicious cycle. So
Thank you so much for speaking so well. Some of the comments coming in here are, you're an amazing mother, and thank you, and hearts, and we love you, and so thank you. And it is tough. It's tough on you as well, and we know. Anyway, you've got a beautiful daughter.
yes, and I can't say enough to you and the Vax team. You know, it was so necessary, and you guys have just really put yourselves out there, and rightfully so. And this is really, I mean, what Dell and what Dr. Wakefield and what you've done, you guys are amazing, and I think this change is coming, and you know, we'll see with our new elected officials if they can walk the walk and talk the talk.